Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Mountain Harmony Gardening. I'm Kristen, and this is Lola, and we are going to do a garden tour. Well, it's the end of March almost, and I figured I would do a garden tour because the next time we're going to do a garden tour will be a pretty big transformation here because now it is finally spring. And we're going to start here by the old pepper bed or our raised garden bed. And we are going to do a transformation on this or clean it up and get it ready in the video after this one. So this will come out Wednesday, and then the Friday's video will be what we're doing with this whole entire bed. And we're going to have to pretty much take out the drip irrigation because it is completely plugged with sediment, and we're going to do something different with soaker hoses here instead. But our raspberries, and Donnie will walk up here and get a good shot on this, are starting to leaf out. So I can go ahead and start trimming these all back. The goji berries haven't completely woken up yet. They still look like they need a little bit more time, but they're in the shade most of the time right now. So that's kind of understandable. And we're going to be cleaning up this bed because I have seen so many bugs out here today that we now know that all of our beneficial insects have woken up, and they're up and they're flying around or they're crawling around like the spiders. So now we can finally start cleaning up for spring. And we're going to have to spread out all of the rabbit litter, like there's a lot of rabbit litter in that bed. And we're going to clean that all up and make it look nice and get it ready because we still have like a month and a half before we actually can start planting. So I've got some time to go ahead and clean this up. And I am now working with Donnie in our own company again. I am very, very excited to be working for myself again, which also means I'm going to have more time to do my gardening and my YouTube. So I'm going to be able to focus on that. Very, very exciting. And then back here is just a little bit of cleanup. Not much needs to be done back here. Put down some new soil, to kind of refresh the garden beds for spring. But I kicked Donnie out of the shed, evicted him, sort of, however you want to say it. He actually has shop space now that we're renting for the business. So we are going to be taking this off because I'm going to get the whole entire shed for me. It's going to be a gardening shed. So excited. And I'm actually going to have some space to be able to do some of the things I want in there for the business too. And we're going to be putting in a window. We're going to move the Coca-Cola sign down. And once this is gone, because everything that's in here is all my gardening tools, you've seen that before in other videos when I clean this up, will all be inside and they'll be hanging up. So we figured this is one of our sunniest spots in our whole entire garden. So I don't know if we're going to do it this year, but next year for sure, we're going to be putting in like just a raised flower bed here so I have more space for growing. And if you take a look over here, you will see all these pavers. And some of them even came out of the Japanese garden. You'll see that there are spaces left there where the pavers used to be. And what we decided to do is this lawn back here, like you can see over here, and Sebastian swinging. Over here is just died off, and it died off last year, and we tried to get it to grow again, and it just didn't do well at all. So we decided we're taking out the whole entire lawn back here. We're going to leave the lawn up front, but all this is going to go, all of it. And we went up and we got some more stones, and I'll be putting a short up before this. So you'll hopefully have seen that short where we go and get the stones. And with the stones that we had from there and some that were in front of the deck, we were able to do this whole entire area in stones. And we're going to be putting down cardboard, and I will show you a video on how I do all of this. And then we're going to be putting down mulch, and all of this green space here will all turn into garden because this is one of the sunniest spots is back here. And it feels like it's being wasted by all of this grass. When the grass up front grows great, this grows okay back here, like the sunny area grows really well, but I could use this for garden. I always want more space for flowers or herbs or vegetables or something else. And I want more space for the trees. So that's what we're going to do back here. And I cannot wait. Now for the Japanese garden area, we are going to be putting a pond right here. And I know what you're thinking, but don't you usually have your hammock here? Yes, I normally have my hammock where Granny's bench is at, but I'm going to show you here in a moment where the hammock spot will be. So we're going to put in a much larger pond. Instead of just taking out this area, we're going to take out this whole area and have a nice good sized pond here. And we're going to like get rid of the plants that are here, they're still alive, and move them somewhere else and redo this whole thing. Maybe even have like a torii right here. Donnie's been wanting to build a torii for years. And then also having the lawn gone on this other side, I'll get to expand my herb garden. Very excited. Maybe I can actually get some of the comfrey that's on the other side into this garden. And that would be great. So all of this gravel is going to be gone. We're going to move it into one of the other areas that needs some more gravel, like on the other side of the house, definitely needs some gravel. And then we're going to just mulch it and kind of get rid of like all the bricks that you see here will all be gone. And I sold the play set to one of my best friends. And we're going to be taking that down here actually this next weekend, because Sebastian actually just goes over to the park that where we live. There's one pretty close, and he just goes over there if he wants to swing or play on the zip line. But we are going to be taking out all of the whole entire border around here. And we're going to take our pergola on the deck, and it's really, really light. It's aluminum. So we'll just pick it up and we're going to move it and we're going to put it in this area. So there will be no more play set for Sebastian. And he's going to be turning 14 this year. So this is kind of small for him. And she has grandkids. They're absolutely going to love this. So we're going to turn this into a whole entire seating area. And I know I've kind of talked about it a little bit before, but we decided we already have a pergola. Why don't we just move it over here? We don't use it as much over there where we thought we would, because most of the time with the trees, it's just kind of in shade. So we're going to put it over here. And my hammock is now going to be right here. And I have had it out in the yard before. So I'm like, well, I'll just put it right back over here. It's still nice and in the shade. And then we'll have a big, beautiful pond over there. We'll have a nice, big seating area here, because inside our house is pretty small. You guys have seen it. So we'll have outside space. And then the deck, we can have more seating up there. It's going to be really nice. We're very, very excited. Now the front yard isn't going to change a whole lot, because we do still like this area for the cats, like Lola here. She loves to roll in the yard and play. And so we want this open space here to still be grass. And the grass grows really well here, even though it's in shade. So we're going to leave this flower bed and our flower bed that goes along here all the way around. And look at the tulips. You got to come look at the tulips. They have grown so much, and I don't see any buds in them yet, but they're coming pretty soon. We're going to have beautiful tulips and also the bleeding hearts. Here, I'll show you if you could see this one. The bleeding hearts are starting to come up. The fern is starting to come back. Our columbines are starting to come up. So it is definitely spring here. And it looks like this bush did not survive. Like our other barberry over here, you could see the buds on it already, and it's in pretty much about the same amount of sunlight. But this one is done. I don't know what is wrong with the soil. But you'll see on the other side where we have the path, I found another very big rock, and we're just going to put a rock here. I don't have to worry about rocks dying. So make that simple. We're going to put a rock here, and around it grows fine, but just that one spot, I can't get anything to grow. And I wanted to have it all, one level, but oh well, you work with what you have. And I've noticed like the columbines are coming back here, and like the iris and the tulips. I'm not sure if these are going to come back in our climate. What were these, the hyacinths? Do you remember what I think so. I'll look it up and put it on the screen. And so I'm not sure if that's going to come back or not, but I'm definitely going to buy some more. Hibiscus. It's a hibiscus. I remember now. And I'm still kind of debating if we're going to take out this area and put the bench here, because we're going to have so much space in the backyard that I think we'll definitely have a spot for it. So those are some of the plans that we're doing. And I know it's a lot. Like, we have to take the whole entire upper deck apart and redo it. And we're also going to put in like a little roof over the front door. And we got to finish doing the siding here and of course on the other side of the house as well. So those are some big, big projects coming. And I'm really, really excited. I mean, it's going to be a huge transformation. It's going to give us more gardening space, which is what I really want. But we still get, oh, look, a chickadee. The birds absolutely love the feeder. And I'm trying to introduce the birds now so that when the root weevils come out and when the grasshoppers come out, maybe we'll have some birds in the yard that will take care of all of these pests that we end up with. I'm hoping it won't be as bad this year either. I've got some solutions that I'm going to talk about in other episodes, hopefully that will take care of some of the issues that we have in our yard. But that kind of gives you some of the ideas for spring. What are those? Hostas. Our hostas have not come up yet. I was kind of digging around and moving some of the leaves on one of the ones up front, and they're not quite up yet, but our grape hyacinths are starting to come back a little bit. They're still green, and they've stayed. This is from winter after having snow on top of them. They're still green, and I can see a little bit of new growth in some of them. And that is like going to be really, really pretty this spring. So thanks for watching, everybody. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment. And look forward to all the amazing videos we're going to be putting out this season. Happy gardening, everyone.